Hi there, welcome back to a new vlog. I'm in Sydney right now, and the first week was like extremely rainy, and I'm gonna turn it into like a cultural vlog, I think. Maybe it's already up by now, but now it's the weekend, and we're just going to a food market here in Sydney, and we're gonna grab some breakfast. It's Saturday morning, and my friend just picked me up by car. Yeah, we're just staying here in Sydney and visiting friends, and it's been really nice, but it's been so rainy, so it's so refreshing to have some sunshine. And I just wanted to do a little weekend in Sydney vlog. So today, besides going to the food market, we're also going to a second-hand thrift market. And then we wanted to check out the beaches because we've been here for like 4 or 5 days and we haven't been to any beach yet. So I'm really excited to see like Bondi Beach and other beaches. We're also gonna go to like one of those ocean pools and we're gonna swim. It's so crazy because yesterday it really felt like so cold and rainy, and today everyone's just wearing like short sleeves or like tops, and yeah, it's crazy how fast the weather can change. But my mood is also really good. I'm not that jet lagged anymore. I woke up quite early today. Yeah, let's go. So after the food market, we went to the second-hand thrifting market, and I really liked the girls' clothes, like from this market stall. And we found out later that it was an old classmate of Camilla that was selling her clothes at this market. It's crazy because Sydney seemed a little bit small to me. We actually met people on the streets that we met before in a bar or somewhere else. And I really liked the market, especially the live music.
Rise up this morning, wake with the rising sun. Three little birds switched on my doorstep.
But to be honest, some of the items were a bit expensive. I think that in Berlin you can go thrifting for way less money. And I was helping Camilla to try on a blouse here, and we were just walking across all the stalls, and the sun was shining. It was a very warm and
I
perfect
always
day
tend to
for some
buy
shopping.
tops, even though you know, I really need like trousers or skirts more.
Yeah, the trousers are just so hard at the market. Wait, do you go to Koreatown?
Yeah.
So we're just on the way to the beach and it's right there and the water looks so beautiful. It's really clear blue. And we just passed the Gardens Bay to go to Coogee Beach and it's so green here and oh my god, I can see the beach. This is how I imagine Sydney.
That's a little bit extreme. After eating a very yummy banh mi by the beach, we walked along the coast from Coogee Beach back to the parking slot. And on the way, we saw an Australian football game. And I have never seen Australian football before. And I must say, it reminds me a bit of Quidditch from Harry Potter. And while we were on the way back to the car, the sun was about to set, and it was so beautiful to see the different colors of the sky reflecting on the ocean water. And we drove to Peddington to a rooftop bar that Camilla wanted to show us. And I think it's so interesting how you can tell from the different districts or areas in Sydney how the people are like, because people really differ in different areas. In Paddington, everything feels a little bit more bougie and more classy, kind of. And we got one last table on the rooftop bar and we had some drinks while the sun went down. And it was so magical to see the Sydney skyline view up there. And after that, we headed to Marrickville Hotel, another bar, to meet some friends. And this bar is a little bit more laid back. It has more like local vibes. And we started to draw little sketches on those paper coasters. And then we drove to the club because we really wanted to go dancing. And it's hard to go out in Sydney. It's really hard.
Sharp right turn onto Regent Street, then turn left.
Hi there, it's the next morning. It's Sunday today, and we are going to our friend's place, her parents' place, and we're also getting some flowers for her now. It's really early in the morning, and I'm a little bit tired because we went out yesterday, and there was actually a club open until 3 a.m., which is quite long for Sydney, I think. And yeah, we're gonna grab a coffee and some flowers for our friend now.
Banana. I can also grab your coffee. Oh, that's fine. Morning. This is so yummy that it's like, that's all, like I want to.
Unbelievable beautiful. Schon toll. 55. Ah, die sind oh, die sind auch.
Die.
Okay. We just got some flowers and now we're on the highway. My friend Camilla's driving and we're going to Alice's house. And I think that the cappuccino here in Sydney is so yummy, like with oat milk, cappuccino with oat milk. It's so much better than in other places I've been. And also, like, people have so many little dogs, which are so cute. And yeah, it's just like a very dog friendly and very green city. And today it's a bit more gloomy than yesterday. Yeah, we're not as blessed as yesterday with the sunshine, but still it's quite warm, which is good. And it was also such an interesting crowd at the club yesterday at Abercrombie, like such a mix of people. But I really liked the club. Like there was a nice DJ and the vibe was really good. And yeah, if you haven't watched my first video, I'm just in Australia for 3 weeks and I'm visiting friends that I met abroad in Rotterdam. And I just think it's such a different experience. Like, I don't feel like a regular tourist because I'm actually hanging out with their friends and like have like the whole Australian experience. And our first week was really cultural. Like we went to so many gigs and to the Brightest Festival, and yeah, it was really nice because it was also rainy, so we looked up a lot of stuff to do inside. And I hope that now those days are gonna be a little bit more sunny. But yeah, today is Sunday, so no one has to work and my friends are free, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this day. We're also going to a housewarming party, and I'm so curious to see like an Australian housewarming party.
They're so colorful.
Yeah. They also like we have this one red and blue one that always comes. And
Do you know them? Like, do you know who
no, I don't know that one because there's a lot of these ones, but like down the bottom of that street, there's like a bush track that goes behind those houses and goes up towards them like a parkland, like that you probably would.
Now we're trying frozen yogurt for the first time.
So nice.
Yeah, it's like this brand, Yochi.
Oh my god, I love that. It's all. That's so good to know. Okay, have you used this trick?
Hi there, the weekend is over and it's another morning, and it was such a nice weekend, but it's also so interesting that Australian people wake up so early. So even on a Sunday morning, people are waking up really early in their morning to start their day fresh and go swimming in the ocean. And this is just so unimaginable in Berlin. It's just funny to like compare the different ways of living. And also because we meet friends here, I really can see how Australian people live. And I mean, I really can get a glimpse into the lives of Australian young people, which is so interesting. Also, they start working so early because they have to pay for their studies. So, a lot of them don't do a master's and just start to work. And in Germany, I feel like there's so many people who are still studying in the end of their 20s or like having their first jobs, even like in their 30s. But I think that's also especially for Berlin. And it's just so interesting to see the difference. And also, there's not a huge going out culture. So I think there was a phase where clubs were closed here in Sydney, and also where there was like a limitation on alcohol, and you can still really see that. So we went to King Street on Friday night, and almost everything was closing at 1 a.m. And back in Berlin, that would be just unbelievable. Like, normally, when I go out, if we want to go dancing, we would be at the club around 1. It's just like such a different rhythm, but it's also kind of nice because people make the most out of their days. And there's also like such a huge running culture, a lot of sports, like passing the parks, and everyone is like playing ball games. Yeah, it's just really cool to see. And today it's a little bit more sunny, and I thought I'm gonna extend the vlog and not only do a weekend vlog, but like a few more days. And today we're going to the Blue Mountains, which is so exciting. We're gonna go hiking, and I'm I'm really curious how it's going to be. I think I also want to go into nature a little bit more. We've only been to a beach once in Sydney, but like that was like a little bit like more nature exploration. But like other than that, we were mostly in the city, and yeah, it's just nice to be in nature and to go for a hike. I hope that it's not going to be too cloudy, but I think it's going to be nice. And yeah, I'm going to take you along.
Reason park, so it's built primarily.
This building. Oh, cool. It's just like the conservation hut.
Yeah, which areas sort of relationship with like indigenous people and
How's your vlogging going? Have you made it? Laura in the wild. Laura is currently exploring the Blue Mountains, and she's going up a very big hill.
It's in English. We just did the hike and I am sweating so much. Like, it really was quite difficult for me. And now it's starting to rain. So we're gonna go back into the car. Yeah. It's super rainy now. The weather here changes so extremely quickly in winter, and it's super rainy. And now we're just gonna get something to eat. But I must say, like, this hike was like a workout to me. I am exhausted, and I'm also quite hungry. But it's only 2:30. That's what I meant by people wake up really early to get a lot of stuff done. Like, it's such an early bird city. Everyone's up and active, and in Berlin I would start my day, if I'm like free, I would start it probably around noon. So yeah, it's nice to be up early. I think we did so many steps. We must have done like more than 10,000 steps for sure. I hope that we're going to a nice place where we can get something to eat and fuel ourselves, because I need it.
New York is meant to be really good. Wow. Making it on the vlog, girl. I'm not interested now. Yum. Yum!
Гора, Малая, очень святые такие места, ближе к Богу, очень высоко. И научить. Он пошел.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
You want to try?
Несколько лет.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's ChatGPT.
It's another beautiful day in Sydney. The other evening, I was just journaling and I had tears in my eyes because I felt so grateful. Camilla, our friend, picked us up and I was in her old childhood bedroom journaling, and I just realized how crazy it is. We met 2.5 years ago, and I'm sitting in her old room in her hometown, Sydney, like across the world on the other side. And how kind of also unbelievable it is that she takes us everywhere, and we can see how like people live in Sydney and just like live a life that we would also live if we would actually live here and not just as tourists. And I don't know, it just hit me. And then I was like, okay. And I was so emotional. And yeah, it's just not, we shouldn't take it for granted that we meet people and also like travel with people that we're like so, yeah, close to and feel so familiar with, even though we don't know them for the longest time, maybe, and that they show us around. And yeah, it's just crazy because it's also like a different alternative reality. And we are hanging out with young people from Sydney and we just see how life would feel here. And it's just such a special glimpse to have into someone's life in another city of the world in their mid 20s. So today we're going to take a ferry to Manly and we're also going to walk across the beaches and I'm so excited. And then we're also going to go to the opera house to watch a show because it's this vivid light show today and I think it's going to be a little bit more mixed multimedia where it's like music and some like, you know, films in the background or like photography.
Bis wir dort sind, ist es ja noch eine Weile.
Ja, ne?
Hose für das Ding. Also wenn du es einfach so machst.
We are on the ferry now and we're going to Manly and it's so sunny. It takes us like 20 minutes to the other side and then
Almost 30. So we're gonna see the entire seaside of and the skyline of Sydney and the opera from the water.
yeah.
Yay!
Then we're gonna go to this Scandinavian cafe on the other side in Manly.
Yay!
Once we arrived in Manly, we stumbled into different secondhand stores, and it was really nice because we found the most delicate jewelry, really pretty treasures. And I must say, Manly surprised me in a positive way. It is a bit further out, but it gave me those calm, small beach town vibes. And yeah, we walked with no real destination. We walked along the beaches and then we just ended up by the ocean, laying in the sand. And I had my new charm with me, a little soft toy, and I named her Delilah. And she's always clipped to my bag now. We stopped by the Scandinavian cafe that was recommended to us by Camilla's brother. And afterwards, we had dinner at the Momo bar. And Momo soup is something I discovered in Sydney. It's just this amazing dumpling soup, and it's so warm and comforting. And I really want to find this in Berlin now. And after our dinner, we walked along the water, and it was really pretty. And we arrived at Shelly Beach. It's this little hidden gem tucked away at the edge of Manly, and it's so calm and beautiful here. And on the way, we even passed through this tiny forest path. And yeah, I was in awe of the nature again.
what was really cool was that when we went back to the harbor, we passed all those little ocean statues, ocean animal carvings, which were on top of the stones. And it was like we were walking through a storybook, and they were made with so much love. And then we took the ferry back to Sydney, and it was sunset time. We were so lucky with the timing, but you can't really see it. But the wind was wild. Like the sun was setting and it was so windy. And here you can see it with our hair. And then we ended up at the Opera House Bar, and we met Alice and had some drinks, and it was also the night of the Vivid Light show, and you could see all kind of different art projections on the buildings with different colors moving and shifting. And then we went into the opera house to watch a concert.
The show starts, but very nice. No, I haven't. I'd love to though. Things you do to me, the way you leave me, the seeds you give to me. She fed me all those years, and now she's trying to teach. Yeah.
And with like
Hi there, it's another day, and we are just walking from Coogee Beach to Bondi Beach, and in between we're gonna meet Camilla, who's having her lunch break. Yeah, we're gonna meet her for a swim, which is crazy. I just can't believe that people here go for a swim on lunch breaks. And Denise and I are wearing dresses today, so it's really warm. It feels like a first real summer day. The beach we're going to now is called Bondi Beach, and we also got a smoothie for our way. So we also had some Götzlime before, and yeah, got an oat cappuccino. I love the cappuccinos here. They taste so much better than in Berlin. And then we're playing a little game, how many people we see in dresses, because we feel like, at least for like women or girls, like sporty outfits or like sport leggings are very in. And we're like, let's see how many people we will see with dresses. Yeah, that's a little fun game we're playing. So nice. And other than that, we went to the Sydney Opera yesterday for a concert, and the sound was amazing. It was so cool to see. I forgot to film an outro, but we ended up at Bondi Beach, and I must say I prefer Coogee Beach over Bondi Beach. But yeah, I'm so thankful for you. Thanks for watching this vlog. It is pretty long, so if you were watching until now, I'm sending you my love, and I wish you all the best, and see you in my next one. Bye!
ich weiß nicht, ob ich so selbstbewusst